one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, if everybody's had an opportunity to review the minutes, may I have a motion to adopt the minutes as distributed?
I'll move it.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Citizens' comments this evening. Anybody wishing to speak? Yes, sir. On agenda items. On agenda items.
Yeah, changes more. The only thing I have to say is about, you need more volume up there. You're the only one that you can really hear.
Okay.
The rest, and Kevin. And once in a while, you need some volume so we could hear, otherwise there's no sense in being here.
All right. Take that into account.
Fred Birch, Plainville Road. I'd like to ask about motion D,
Okay.
proposal town Lysander landfill monitoring at a cost not to exceed $10,300. I'm well aware of where this place is and what it looks like. As a matter of fact, I rode my bike past it yesterday, and the gate wasn't chained, but it doesn't need to be because you can easily go around either left or right side of it. So
The gate's not changed?
it's not chained.
It's not changed?
No, there's a chain hanging there, but it's not connected. But it doesn't matter because you could go around either.
Somebody cut it?
No, I rode by from the road and I looked over at it and you could see a separation between the two gates and you could see the chain hanging down. I didn't get this close to it to see if somebody put a cutter on it. It just looked, the chain is on one gate and the other gate doesn't have anything on it.
The spring, it was locked and closed.
Was it mowed out?
Yes, it's
As I went past it yesterday, it looked mowed and well
Yeah, we had
maintained.
Friday on mower. It has been mowed.
The questions I have are, you know, I'm naive here. I know that we brush hog it at least twice a year. As far as the monitoring is concerned, is that like what? Like taking samples and litmus paper and that kind of thing?
No, we actually have to do, completely purge the wells, let them recharge, take samples. They have to be run for New York State DEC Part 360 analysis. So the lab work in this proposal is like
That's
almost,
all the money.
it's like $4,000 worth of lab work.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
all.
It's
Yeah, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I know we're responsible for brush hogging. And I'm like, what is, I mean, I charge like $400 or $500 when I brush hog something that size. Where's the 10,000? But taking samples.
So it's the labor that, so quite honestly, it's a labor to bail the wells.
Yeah.
So you're, and it's hand bailers, and the wells, some of them wells are 40 plus feet deep.
How's it been in the past? Have we had issues or does it look like it's doing the right thing?
Oh, we haven't had any hits for contamination, if that's what you're asking.
No, okay.
But it's just a DEC requirement of our closure of the landfill.
I just wanted clarification because I had no idea it required that type of thing. It's over in Van Buren, they had one, but they've also installed solar, fields directly. With ours, the terrain is a little bit more undulated and it's further away from your free face, so it's not feasible for us.
In the area that they put solar on isn't a capped area. So
Okay.
you don't want to put solar in a capped area.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. The motion A, establish a moratorium on the battery storage for solar projects. I know they had the issue that was in the news about the one that caught on fire and that involved batteries. I'm not sure how much, people's knowledge are of this thing. 90, I would just coming up with a figure that's relatively close, but 95% of the solar arrays and fields that are out there are what's called a direct connect system, the direct input to the line. Homeowners, like say if there's a homeowner or a small business in the town of Lysander who has a solar setup, they cannot direct connect to the line. Every setup concerning that would be a battery storage shed. So my question to the board would be, is this moratorium just on industrial solar fields, businesses, or would this also include, say, a homeowner who only maybe have one solar panel that's hooked up to heat their hot water?
Well, if it's hooked up to heat their hot water, they wouldn't have battery storage.
Well, what you do is it goes down to a battery and then it goes to an inverter and then it gets converted to electricity. That's how it's done. But if you have a home unit, you cannot direct connect to your stuff like that. You have to have the battery system. And what happens with that, Bob, is it's got a built-in switch that will disconnect if the power goes out on the grid so that
We made a change on this. Instead of moratorium on battery storage for solar projects, it's going to be a moratorium for section 102 of the town code, which addresses.
Okay, is that going to be just for industrial? Is that going to include homeowners as well?
Include everything.
Okay, now what about anybody who's already had something in there and already got something built in? Are they going to be grandfathered into this new laws?
I think it's called an ex post facto law, so they're grandfathered in. I don't think we can address that later. Yeah,
Okay.
that would have to stay unless they modify it, then it would follow the
Okay,
new code.
and then would the town's authority include the village or supersede anything? In other words, would it cover the village as well?
Village has their own code, so.
And the reason I ask is probably the biggest
They're their
commercial
own
setup.
municipality, so they have their own codes.
Probably, the reason I just said is probably the biggest commercial setup we have that is Hudson Mowens, which is in the village and
Yeah, it's theirs.
what you see up there.
They would
Yeah.
have to deal with.
Yeah, okay. It's one last thing. I'm glad to see you guys are getting in front with this drainage thing that's, occurred there. I haven't seen it myself, but if it needs work to get on it before we have another situation. I can remember 10, 12 years ago when there was a situation in Whispering Oaks with their septic, and I don't think action was taken in time and it compounded, and I think it was bad for the residents there. So tip the hat to you guys for getting on this. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else? Yeah, town board member comments. Mr. Rowe, you can go tonight.
Thanks for attending. Everybody's, had a good summer. School's back in session. Look forward to budget season coming up here in the next month for the taxpayers. Thank you, that's all.
Just wanted to thank everyone for watching on PAC-B. Thanks for coming out. I'd like to see new faces here. Other than that, I'll stick to the agenda. Thanks.
Ditto on that. Thanks for all the support. And, just to remind folks, if you've got any questions, and regardless of what they may be, just give us a call. We're all available, so we'll stick to the agenda.
Thanks for coming out, everyone. Thanks for watching on PAC. Hope everybody had a great summer. School is open. Drive safe.
Okay. We schedule our budget meetings tonight. I'm talking to PAC-B about live streaming those along with, not live streaming, but videotaping those so that you can see the discussions that go on during the budget meetings. That's going to be the week of the 16th in October. Now, they are open to the public if you choose to come, but hopefully we are going to, it looks like we are going to tape those.
As far as I know.
Okay, so you'll be able to watch those as well as the general meetings. Okay,
Are they going to be in this room?
department head,
Will they be held in this room or this?
It'll depend on court
right.
for Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, usually we have in the conference room.
You're going to have one here?
We'll advertise it.
Okay.
Department head reports, anything, Mr. Merrill?
We have the Baldwin Fund Pickle Pink Pickleball Tournament starting tomorrow, all weekend. We have BFAST Track and Field starting Sunday. It's every Sunday for 4 weeks. That's sold out.
What time's that pickleball tournament gonna go from?
Tomorrow, I believe they're starting at 4. And then Saturday and Sunday, I know they were hoping to start at 9. I believe they're starting a little bit later. Their registrations.
Are there rain dates? Because we got rain coming in. No rain dates? Okay.
With their numbers that they have, I would imagine what they might do is just push it to the following day. So if they can't play tomorrow, maybe they'll just push it to Saturday, same with Saturday to Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday would be, if it rains, and it's, there would be no way to get in that.
Was that on the news today? Because Norm was on the news today for pickleball, so I don't know.
May have been him discussing, I don't know. And then we have registration open for Halloween window painting. And so that's, and again, that's, has been the last couple of years open to everybody. No age limits on that, so it's all free. Registration forms are on the Parks website for that, so that's it.
Okay, Mr. Yeager?
Upcoming drainage projects, Whispering Oaks will be next week. Following that will be Radisson, Valley View Circle, and Radburn Drive. And right after that, we'll go into Clinton Heights and Brickwalk. So busy few weeks coming up from a drainage district work standpoint. Plus swale mowing starting the 11th with the brush hog work, and then the following week the four-man crew work, and we'll try to get some notices out to affected homeowners tomorrow.
Now, I know we have the highway superintendent, he's not here, I was gonna ask him, but I talked to him about Drake's Landing. And they're doing some work on Drake's Landing, but we have the Breda Homes coming in. So he assured me that'll be done by then. You got any part of that, or do you know?
My understanding is it's going to be, that's my understanding as well, that work will be completed before Breda Home starts.
Okay. All right.
I sent out the RFP for the snow removal for the troopers barracks. And I sent them to, so far, 2 people. A few people that we sent them out last year aren't doing that anymore. It's really hard to find people to.
When do we have to have those in?
I gave it a month. I said October 5th.
October 5th,
Yeah.
okay.
Just in case, you know. I mean,
What
I
about
figure a month is.
the guy across the street from the trooper barracks that has the plow service? Did you contact them? Randy Kramer?
Yeah, he's full.
So if we need, if there's anybody that's looking to, or needs additional work, call the town clerk and we'll get that RFP out to you.
They just have to have like their, you know, workers' comp insurance and then have us listed on their insurance for liability, you know, that kind of thing. But it's all in the RFP, which is on the website.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're going to add 2 motions tonight regarding, in our work session, we talked about stormwater repair in Clinton Heights and Brickwalk drainage district. So we're going to add 2 motions regarding that. That'll be motion F and motion G. So we have a motion to hold a public hearing on Thursday, September 21st, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. at the Lysander Town Hall to consider a local law to establish a moratorium for section 102 of the town code. This motion shall authorize the town clerk to advertise for sale.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. We have a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign the cover sheet and BSP-5 for the Pompo Woods Phase 1 contract drawings as recommended in the town engineer's letter dated August 24th, 2023.
I'll move that. I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. I have a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign change order number 2 for the swale clearing and mowing pond contract to complete the needed 2023 drainage district maintenance requirements.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. I have a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign the CHA proposal for 2023 Town of Lysander landfill monitoring at a cost not to exceed $10,300.
I'll move that. I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May a motion authorize surplus of the following items by the town historian. Windows 8.1 Pro LG PC, tag number 1229, and Dell monitor 2001, tag number 833.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Motion F. May a motion authorize the expenditure of up to $60,000 of ARPA funding to repair the swale erosion damage caused by the recent storm events in the Brick Walk Drainage District.
I'll second.
Any discussion? So these two motions we discussed this in our work session. During that most recent storm, there was severe damage in a few places across the town, but specifically in these two swales. And we do have some grant funding that will cover the cost of those areas. You can only use grant funding for certain things. I know there were some private homes that got damaged, and I wish we could use the grant funding for that, but we can't. So fortunately for the people in these districts, and we're going to talk about Clinton Heights in a minute, we do have grant money to cover that. Now, it was brought up by Mr. Gerasi, what happens in the future if we have a 10-year event like this and we don't have grant funding? Well, in that instance, the law prohibits us from using any type of other funding through the town, like out of our fund balance, to cover those type of costs. It has to be covered by the drainage district unless you can find some grant funding. And in this instance, we happen to have ARPA funding, which is grant funding, so we're able to do that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to authorize the expenditure of up to $45,000 of ARPA funding to repair the swale erosion damage caused by recent storm events in the Clinton Heights Drainage District?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
One abstention. Motion carried. Okay. So, there's no need for a executive session tonight. I have a motion to adjourn at 6:48.
I'll move it.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.